Hi friends, Cardano has been going towards the top side. Are we still looking for a pullback? Well, we could be, but things are looking pretty good on a couple of different time frames, on a couple of different indicators, and I'm here to bring you that information right now. The targets towards the top side extend up to 50 cents. I would be looking at 47, 48, 49 along the way, of course, but 50 cents is our current top side target. If we're going to go towards the downside, then 40 cents is a clear area. We can see on the 24-hour time frame that we have these higher highs and these higher lows. That's absolutely beautiful to look at. If we were to think about this in terms of being along the lines of some sort of channel, etc., we don't have any movements away from this top side quite yet to get us scared about looking towards the lower end. Nevertheless, where does that come in around? Just roughly speaking, you'd be looking down towards that 40 area if you were to be coming down towards the lower end of any sorts of wedgy channel shapes you might have around the charts just here. Anyway, top side target still looking good. Like I say, looking up towards that 50 cent target. How could we get there? What's good about the oscillators down below to give us a chance for that? And I actually wanted to point out to you the fact that we have the upward slope and on the stochastics coming up here into this overbought territory, but we're still lower than all the other areas. While this could of course represent bearish divergence if we were to see a pullback, as it stands now, it shows that we've got room to run towards the top side. Likewise on the RSI, as we are in the bullish control zone with this inverse head and shoulders here on the 24-hour time frame that we're seeing a resolution to so far. Again, we're getting the full move off of that in terms of RSI, and that has come in with a higher high. But if we do see a pullback, then that will also result in some bearish divergence, something to be aware of. Again, the DMI not fully in a strength of trend position quite yet, but getting very, very close to it. Again, like I say, if we don't see a pullback, we're going on towards 50. If we do, then of course 40 is the next target. But what the best thing is here on the 24-hour time frame is this, and that is the MACD with its hidden bullish divergence, showing us that we have, of course, a nice push towards the top side as a result of this. Will we be able to go on up the way and continue up the way? A warning sign for people, because of course we have the bearish divergence on the go here if we were to see a pullback as well. So we do have this lovely looking hidden bullish divergence on the 24-hour time frame. Now, bringing all these things back the other way again and looking over towards a lower time frame here, then we can make an assessment with regards to the trend, because on the 4-hour, if we look at the no sure thing indicator, we can see here plenty of room to run towards the top side, absolutely still positioned in an upward stance. That means that a group of moving averages are still showing us that we're spanned out in a lovely positive bullish position. As we can see here, using these atomic numbers, that's 8, 18, 30, 6 and 54, and then of course the 50 simple and 200 simple, all of which spanned out nicely in a bullish formation, everything looking very good. There is still the chance for really good re-entries though, and that comes in with the dynamics that we might be seeing if we go down towards 40. How could we get there? Well, you know, when you're watching this video, this might not be visible any longer, but if we look at the 5-minute time frame, then you can see there's this clear potential for a head and shoulders over here on the charts, giving you a neckline in and around about here. You know, this is a shoulder, this being your head and this being your other shoulder. A measured move off the back of this thing, if we take it from the highs up there down to where that neckline is more or less and pop it in over here, shows you that it'd be coming down towards 42. That takes you past the 200 simple. Now of course this is also the case on smaller term time frames such as the 15 minutes here. Same sort of dealio, pushing you past all of these moving averages. But what does that look like from a structural point of view on a higher time frame? Well, that actually means that we get a bearish engulfing candle and take out the 8-period exponential moving average here on the 4 hours. That would take us down to the 8-period exponential moving average, which is sat in there at 42, and putting in a bearishly engulfing candle. Should we not see support, and of course this is a fairly small term time frame and a very, very fast moving average, so you wouldn't necessarily expect that, then you could be seeing continuation. And the bearish engulfing candle here following on from these highs would leave us in a bit of a sticky situation. Bearing in mind that we know already, not from the no sure thing indicator there, which has got so huge, but for instance from the stochastics there, the RSI there, the DMI there, and the MACD here that we have got a bearishly divergent top as it stands with these two highs. Therefore, it brings us back to the title of yesterday's video where we're looking to see whether or not we would have a pullback before moon. Those targets towards the top side absolutely remain the case. That'd be 50 as well, 50 cents, and we have two ways of getting towards them. So let's take it from the positive scenario where we don't actually get a massive pullback just yet. How can we come in with the target of 50 cents as being reasonable? From our last high to low before the one that we're on right now, we've actually come up here and come up to as high as the 2.24. Wow, that's fantastic. The 40 area is in at that 1.1618, which does give us that target towards the downside of 40 if we were looking for it as a result of this bearish divergence, if we did see that pullback. But of course, if we continue on the way, the next target towards the top side come in with these extensions on the Fibonacci, and that lines up with 50 rather nicely. The one thereafter, if you're interested, is in about 53.9. Now, interestingly, should we actually see a pullback? Now, this is highly speculative at this point, but I want to show you if we were to see a pullback down towards this 40 territory, or indeed down towards the 36 territory as well, which is absolutely possible if we were to get follow through and break that support line, then we're still looking towards these targets of the 1618 coming in, and that would line up really nicely in terms of the broader picture, in terms of our overall structure of highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and as yet we don't have that higher low. So far we've been supported by the 50 simple moving average. If we need to wicken it around about it or have a couple of closes in about it, that's okay. Obviously staying above the 30 price point is going to be crucial for us at the moment. The 200 period simple moving average is giving us our major area of support should we ever need to have it. I wouldn't take a trade down there, go long and hold on to it with diamond hand, so to speak, because the movements towards the downside currently are representing a 44 to 40 move. That's 10% off. Then after that, a 40 to 36 move, another 10% off. But then it goes from that 36 down to 30, and that's 20% off in the prices, and things get a bit more sticky, and you're looking for a bigger retrace. I'd be happy to, of course, jump in there should we find support, and that would be a happy pullback, all of which have got targets of 50 cents towards the top side. It really depends on your own risk to reward profile and how diamondy strong your hands are, and indeed whether or not this ultimately turns into bearish divergence or simply is just a little pause along the way. Have we made it to base camp? Are we on the way to Everest and the moon thereafter? Well, let's drink our sandwiches and eat our cups of tea and have a wee breather here and decide, and then we'll know thereafter. Thanks so much for tuning in, really do appreciate it, and be sure to hit that like button.